Chair, and I'll echo everybody's appreciation for all the hard work. And it, at first glance, it looks like we've captured a lot of what we've heard throughout our last year of touring the state and the schools, listening from students and parents and teachers and community and businesses. So great work. Just a few questions around, and maybe I missed it somewhere, but around the teacher diversification and workforce component maybe I missed it.
No, I would say actually this is something that we've had repeatedly in our conversations. We keep saying, oh, what we don't have in here really is teacher kind of, is teacher training and even professional development per se, although some of that we've talked about because the educator advancement count, the work that's going on there. But yes, thank you. That is actually not in here yet.
Not as clearly and articulated as what you just asked.
Yes.
But I would say that there are other bills that are out there that we're trying to do to help with some workforce kinds of issues, letting people come back right now, at least until we get going. The Grow Your Own programs we've talked about are available in some of the stuff, but they aren't highlighted. So yes, I agree. We have to do some more about that one.
Good. Mm-hmm. Is that it? Or?
Just one more thing.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you, Madam Co-Chair. For the statewide initiatives, I really appreciate the high cost of disability fund. On another hand, school districts like the ones that I represent go over the 11% reimbursement rate by sometimes 4 to 5%. And I was wondering that if the school improvement fund, there would be some flexibility because those are general fund monies that are being spent that otherwise could have went to mental health supports or other areas of support for students or more faculty or staff. Will there be flexibility for those schools that do have higher percentages of students with disabilities on that percentage?
Two things, not probably on the percentage, but we do have the ability as a school district to ask for more money for that group, to extend it above the 11%. And most school districts that have that 15 and 16%, of which I come from that group too, send in that and get some extra money back. And if your school districts are not doing that, they need to, because there is a way to get money over and above the 11%. Every year by filling out some paperwork and doing some other work with ODE. So they should all take advantage of that. Everybody should fill out the stuff for their full amount of kids that exceed that. We can have that conversation at some point about whether we change that. The problem that we had before is there was a time when we had that at 11% and the average was about 8. And then everybody got to 11. So now we do a really good job of identifying. There comes a point at which we've got to figure out how to fully fund that. And my frustration has always been that was a guarantee from the federal government when they put these impositions on that they would pay that. They haven't chosen to do it, and it is frustrating. And it does take general fund money. So as you develop your plan, if that's a common interest of yours, definitely some of the money from whatever could be used in a way to supplement that, to make sure that you're getting everything you need for those kids. So that's a conversation we continue to have. But I don't think you can change the percentage by using the funds, but you can certainly do some other kinds of things with respect to meeting the needs of those kids. Because we single out developmentally disabled kids and others as one of the subgroups that we have to make sure that we continue to get them to the right place. So the only way you're going to do that is by giving them some more resources. Does that make sense? But it's not directly going to change that percentage yet. So, and if we do it, everybody will just go get it. So, I mean, we've got to figure that out at some point in the state.
I think it makes sense. I know that when it used to be 8%, there was changes to how assessments were done for students to identify them as special ed, and that become a very rigorous process and a time-consuming process. So it is more difficult than it was in the past. But I will look at where if my schools, the 5 different schools that I represent, school districts that I represent.
Senator Taylor.